camera?
Yeah, it is.
So while you're driving, you watch and they watch?
Yep. You gotta use your eyes. Are you kidding me? Take a look. '70s, the first jockstrap for hockey players was invented. For any sport, basically, was invented. 1970s, men started using helmets playing hockey. It took us 100 years to realize that our balls were less important or just as important as our brain. Okay, so I'm gonna make this one quick. There's been a lot of hate going on in the motorcycle community lately. And by that, I mean like cagers hating us, a lot of stuff going down that's just not okay. A lot of accidents that are happening with motorcycles. It's just not okay. So I'm gonna start with that. Now, I live in New York State, which is a helmet law state, which I totally support. I don't understand why there are states that don't have helmet laws. I then went on vacation, and we ended up going to Rhode Island. So to go to Rhode Island, you have to go through New York to Massachusetts, helmet law state. You cut a little bit through Connecticut, if traffic's bad on the turnpike. No helmet law state. You then get to Rhode Island, that's a no helmet law state. So you have two no helmet law states down there. And those two states are notorious for people not wearing helmets because of those laws not being in place, where basically you don't have to wear a helmet if you don't want to. Not everyone does. And the one thing I found is that it's not the sport bikes that are not wearing helmets. It's the Harley riders. Every single person that was not wearing a helmet was riding a Harley, Triumph, pretty much any non-Sportster cruiser. Even some of the Yamaha riders who were riding like Yamaha cruisers had helmets on. It was mainly just Harley and Triumph riders that I saw that didn't have a helmet on. Every single sport bike that I saw, the rider and the passenger had a helmet on. And that's the other thing I don't get, is why your wife on the back of the motorcycle is wearing a cereal bowl helmet and you're not wearing a helmet at all. Like, I think it's just kind of crazy that we've gotten to this point where we think that helmets aren't needed, and that we've actually been at that point for a while. You've got people who are sitting there saying, well, it's okay to not wear a helmet, but at the same time, the helmet keeps you safe. And I mean, take that with a grain of salt as you will, but I mean, I find it crazy that everyone's saying that the sports bike riders are the least safe. Yes, there are some noobs and some people who go above the limits and push the limits and are unsafe. I'm not denying that. But you can't say that it's just sports bike riders, because you're not seeing what I'm seeing when I go to these no helmet law states, where literally every single Harley rider did not wear a helmet. Every single one. I don't think I saw a single one do it. And one of my biggest bones to pick is Hawaii 5-0. I understand that Hawaii is a no helmet law state. But even then, I really wish that they would have had Chin-Ho Kelly. I wish that they would have had that character wear a helmet, even though he didn't have to. I wouldn't even have cared if it was one of the, not cereal bowl, but the bigger type of cereal bowl helmets that are more covered. I wouldn't have cared if they did that, because I think that it's a necessary thing. If you have a guy riding a Harley, then you're basically perpetuating that stereotype that no helmet law Harley riders are unsafe. And I totally get it. It gets hot out, it gets muggy out. I still can't ever justify not wearing a helmet. If it was 100 degrees out and I didn't feel comfortable riding, and if I didn't have my car with me, I would take the bike. And even if I was in a no helmet law state, I would still make sure that I was wearing my helmet, because it's the safety of it. What I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to give away a helmet. So I've had this BMX motorcycle looking helmet for quite some time, since I was a kid. I used to wear it when I was a kid because I thought it was really cool. I always wanted a motorcycle when I grew up. This helmet right here, nothing fancy, nothing to it, but it's a very safe helmet. And hopefully, since we're wearing helmets, these kids are going to want to wear the helmet.
Came in at first, had bad luck. Got a hole, I remember I ain't had nothing. We done sold, I know everybody mad at me. Tell them roll, I know everybody smashing. Get ready, cause you know it about to be a problem. Hey, hope you ready, cause you know it about to be a problem. This is the only way we ought to go. Squad up, never roll alone. And we gon'